Hi, Minnesota Automotive back again. Today we're going to do some more work on the truck. I have been working on it. I cleaned my K&N air filter. I sprayed the fluid, got it all rinsed out. It's drying right now. We're going to re-oil it. I changed my oil on the truck, oil and filter, put full synthetic in it. Going to bring you guys along on a little project. You probably have seen it in my past videos. I'm going to bring you guys along to the project shelf. So, those of you that are fans have seen the blower motor fan resistor. Well, I guess what happens is it starts to arc and then it ends up melting wires, and it'll also melt your resistor. Well, initially that's what happened. It melted the resistor. And all the research that I did said, well, you can replace the resistor and maybe that'll be fine. Maybe that's all you need to do. But then you could also maybe replace your wiring harness. So up here on the job shelf, that's a funnel. I got the air conditioning compressor. I still got the U-joints here. I've got the blower motor resistor kit, and that comes with the wiring harness and a brand new resistor. I don't know if the resistor I have in there is shot or not. I'm probably just gonna keep it. But when I went up to the auto parts store, they gave me both this and this. This is just the wiring harness itself. So for those of you that have already done your resistor and just want to do the wiring harness, it's just a pigtail assembly. You know, that's the part number. But if you want the whole kit that comes with the resistor and with the wiring harness and with the butt connectors, this is it. This is your part number, what you need. Unfortunately, yes, it is a Dorman product, and we all know Dorman sucks. So I am gonna get prepped in the passenger seat of the truck and get ready to put this in. I'll take down the glove compartment and get into this. I'll bring you guys with us. So let's get to work. And it's a beautiful day. I got a fire going because I got stuff to get rid of. And we got Hope out here with Scooby, you know, making sure we stay safe. So let's get to work. All right, we're back. So, again, here's the part. Here's the wiring harness. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer here. And you can see that's arcing. And you can see how bad this terminal is right here. It's no wonder that didn't make contact anymore. I think that ended up shorting out that, and I can still see the grease that I put in there. So the grease did help. But this is what we got to cut out. And this goes up to here, up and to here. So I need to inspect this connector and make sure it isn't arced out either. So let's get to that. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to be over there because I need to see. So you see these a lot. These are called like safety clips to make sure nothing that's supposed to stay plugged in gets unplugged. So you gotta put this back. Just a tab holding that in. All right. So these look good. If there was any corrosion, there would be green, crusty stuff at the terminals. And this is nice and clean, no green crusties. No green crusties. And when you're doing any electrical work on your vehicle, unplug your battery. It's for the safety of your vehicle. My battery's unplugged. So this is good. That's been inspected. Put this stuff back together. Pinned on there like that. So that goes up there. So this pigtail wire harness is pretty much the only thing we have to replace. Let me see if I can zoom in on you guys. There you go. So let's just check the colors. Unfortunately, they don't have color for color, but the pins line up. Everything looks the same. Even height-wise. This one's even got a gasket on it. So I'm not sure if we're gonna need this gasket. So I'm gonna take it off for now. But yeah, just hold this for what it is and match up the wires, wire for wire. Otherwise, you know, fan speed 3 may be fan speed 2 if you get these mixed up. And these are heavier gauge. Definitely heavier gauge wire than the factory wire, so I think that's probably a good thing that we're upgrading our wire gauge here. Here is our new resistor. I'm going to hold on to this and not put it in right away. I'm going to get this switched over and rewired, and then I'm plugging it in, and we'll fire her up and we'll see if the factory resistor still works. If it does, well, then I just got a resistor for backup. And that kit supplies you with butt connectors, 4 of them. And since I told you guys about the goodie drawer, let's go to the goodie drawer. Here's the goodie drawer. I got a soldering iron. I got all kinds of those butt connectors. But I'm going to put on an added piece of caution. Heat shrink. So I got a heat shrink. And I got one of the best heat guns on the market. This is a commercial use heat gun for electrical. Top of the line. We use them at work. If anybody knows, I'm an electrician. So we use these all the time. So let's get started. Set the heat gun down. Got Hope watching us, and if you guys didn't notice, I took the seat out. It makes for shooting a video a lot easier. Alright, so leave yourself something to work with here when you're cutting your wires. Get them all spread out. And you don't have to leave your leads this long. You can certainly cut them down, roll them up, tuck them away. I'm just going to strip them. I'll roll them up and tuck them away. So here I'm going to strip them. See, what size are these? Oh, these are 14 gauge instead of 18 gauge. Strip, twist, and just go through. You don't have to do much. You're just looking for about a 1/4 inch or so. And you don't have to squeeze it in all the way. Just squeeze it in enough to cut the jacket, outer jacket. Sometimes you might have to rotate and cut again. Then just pull. And then twist. And go through and do all of your new connector. Just like that. Cut. Strip. Strip. Alright, so I got them all stripped. So now, I'm just going to do these one by one. Cut. These are 16 gauge. Wow. So that's one. So you hold your connector how it sits there. And this was the far, say, right one. So this is the far right one on your replacement harness. Get them together. Get your butt connector. Stick it in. And you can kind of see on these butt connectors, there's like a middle half right there. So you just want to crush this half, and then when you stick the other side in, you crush this half, and then later on, we'll heat shrink them. So you stick it in, make sure it's bottomed out, and you crush, make sure, and give it a pull. All right, she doesn't come off. Before you forget everything, find you some heat shrink that'll work. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Yeah, these will work. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Take your heat shrink, slide it over your connector, and you can kind of see it's not too much bigger. It's not too much bigger than your connector here. It's hard to see with my big old hand in the way. Not too much big. You slide that over. All right, now we're ready to connect this side. Slide her in there. Bottoms out. And you crimp. Give it a tug. Good tug. All right, she's good. So I know these connectors will also melt. So you can lightly melt these to shrink them and then slide your heat shrink over. So what's next? That would be blue. All right. Got blue. Strip blue. Twist. We'll find out what color your blue is, since we already used this one, which is A, and they are labeled A, B, C, D, just like they are here. A, B, C, D on the factory harness. So you just literally match up letter for letter, A to A, B to B, C to C, D to D. So we're working on B. And heat shrink. All right, she's bottomed out. Give it a little bit of push. Crimp. Crimp. Give it a tug. Nothing moves. Slide it in. Give it a tug. All right. C. And C is, what would you call that? Red? Orange? I'm going to call it orange. cut. Strip. This one's being a pain in the ass. Alright. Heat shrink. Now, another thing that you can do with these wires is you could put some kind of a grease on them. You know, say something for like bulb or connector grease. Alright, for some reason this is stripped too much, so I gotta nip some off. So the reason why I had to nip some of that off, you can see where you stripped right here, the stripped part of your jacket. And if you look inside your connector here, you can see, where is it? That little part there, that tab that's hanging down, that's what you bottom out against. So when you look at the side of your connector here, you only want to go halfway in on one side. So halfway this way and halfway in this way for that wire. So that's why you only want a little bit stripped, because you want the bottom of this jacket right at the bottom of that ferrule of that connector. So I can see enough that I know it's stripped, and that's a lot of things that they're looking for commercially, electrically. You know, they want it as close as you can get it, but they still want to be able to see copper. So crimp, make sure you got it, pull, give it a pull. All right. And again, the factory one just got a little bit of tiny copper showing inside there, just the right amount. Crimp, crimp. Oh, see, that pulled out for some reason. Now let's see if I can reverse this crimp. Most people would say throw it away and get a new one, which looks like what I'm gonna have to do. Pull that off. See, that's what's inside of your connector. So restrip. Now I have to go back to the goodie drawer and get another connector, because they only gave me 4. All right, which one were we working on? We got A, B, and C. So we're working on C. So here's C. Crimp the hell out of it this time. Excuse my language. Give it a pull. See, now that locked in. That's good. Last one, white. And there is your bad harness. Just nip it off. All right. All right, again, that's too long. It bottomed out. Let's hope this one doesn't pull out, because that's what happened last time. But not on this side. All right. Get the hell out of it. Oh, and there I go. Almost forgot to put the heat shrink on. Come on, guys. You're supposed to remind me of that. Give that a pull. All right. So I'm going to stop the camera here. I'm going to grease this. I'm going to plug it into I'm going to pull out the old resistor, see if that's arced. If it's arced, then yeah, I guess I'll replace it. I'll plug this in, I'll grease it. I'll test and see if it, how she works. And I'll be right back. So stay tuned, guys. Well, all right, guys. We got the battery connected. Got the keys in. Let's check this out. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's working. Number 1. 2. 3. And what always worked. 4. 3, 2, 1. One's working. All right. So, I'm gonna unplug this, unplug the battery. I'm gonna grease that, and I'm gonna put this gasket in because I think this will help, because there is a lot of slop with this connector. I don't know. Hopefully it helps keep the moisture out. So let's get to work. Right back. All right, I'm back. So, I guess my suspicions were true. The resistor was not bad. All I needed was the wiring harness. So, word to advice for some of you Colorado owners: after you replace your resistor and you go after one of these wiring harnesses, just get the wiring harness. It's cheaper. You know, now I got to go return that other wiring harness, and I'm stuck with an extra resistor. Well, I guess I wouldn't say stuck, but. And as far as I said with grease, you can use bulb grease for your headlights, or you can use connector grease for like your spark plugs and whatnot. This is just a dielectric grease. It helps with keep the moisture out, and it helps with dissimilar metals, like if you have copper and then aluminum. And I believe these connectors are aluminum, and they're connected by a copper. That's what the wiring harness is. So it kind of helps protect against corrosion and stuff. So you don't need a whole lot of this stuff. Dog hair off. That's it. Now it's time for the heat gun. Get that fired up. let me grab some tie wraps, plug this in, and wrap this up. This is a pet peeve of mine. Anybody that does anything with car audio installation or anything, cut your cable ties, please. Looks better. Have some respect for your work. Alright, she's all plugged in. Alright, so that's the video on how to replace the blower motor wiring harness for your 2004 through 2012 Chevy Colorados. Let's double check here. Got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I'm going to put this back together. Where did that other part go? There it is. So this is your inside of your glove box here. What hangs. So you really only got to take out these 3 screws and the whole glove box will come down. I didn't know that at the time, so hence that's why I got to put this back. Grab a screwdriver. I thought that would work. I guess that is not a 7mm. Well, I'm sure you guys can figure this out. I don't need you guys to watch me put a glove box back together. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Putting the seats in. Seat in. Hey, there's that guy. My neighbor. Stay here, Alt. Alright, where did my wrench go? Oh. Hey. Stay here. Yeah, she's not supposed to go over the neighbors. Alright, so that would conclude the interior part of today. I will pause this video for a second and we will oil the K&N air filter. I will be right back. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're back with the K&N air filter. And it says to not do it in circles, so Alright, so they said coat liberally, so I did. Now wait 10 minutes and coat again, and then reinstall into the vehicle. So I will do that. I will add the second coat, I will let it dry, and I will install it in the vehicle. But I will not be videoing that part. This is where I'm going to kind of wrap up the video. Hope's had a couple toys out here. Hope's sitting in the garage wanting to do something. We got the motor oil here from the oil change. So this has been Minnesota Automotive, doing a few things on the truck that any person can do. So if you like my content, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell at the bottom. Please drop a comment, leave a comment. A couple of you have been commenting. I love reading what you guys have to comment. I try to work on any tips or tricks you guys may give me. But yeah, this is, I guess, just me. If you enjoy what I do, please subscribe. Thanks, YouTube. Bye, guys.